last week. I spoke to him after. So he was at Adelaide Uni because he said he didn't know where he was. That's right, yes. He's like, oh, it's very... I think I want that, it's your first call. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get about 5 minutes.
It was the game you could walk around. It's just like substitute time. Like you just have I don't know about you. Oh no, I did it when I was doing the second one. I was commentating at a yoga. No, that was the day there. I had a game against Cross, and then I was
Everyone okay? No one needs to go in.
so he's the first
Toilet.
So then on the Thursday after, I watched the That's cool. I still got the idea. But or you just open on YouTube or something, just vlogs. Yeah, you know what? Seb gave me the late call up. What? Seb gave me the late call up.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings, Tom Wren for sport, Jade Robran on the scene as it happens, Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide, Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Hello, good evening and welcome to LJ Hookham Island Sports Park for the start of round 14 of the Apex Steel WNPL South Australia. Adelaide Comets versus Football SA, and as you see there, 4th versus 6th in the table. Adelaide Comets looking for an 8th win of the season and putting them on equal points with the West Torrens Burkalla. Football SA trying to creep into those final spots, and they can look to at least go on equal points with Campbelltown City tonight if they are managing to get 3 points from this one. I'm Seb O'Neill. It's lovely to have your company for this one. Join alongside Simon Jimenez. Simon, welcome. It's lovely to have you for this long 4 or 5 hours of football we've got tonight here.
It's going to be a big next 30 hours or so of football. We've got, obviously tonight this doubleheader, a lot on the line for the men's game that's going to kick off after this one too. I mean, apparently the Socceroos are playing tomorrow morning. I'm not sure if you got plans to watch that.
Wasn't sure.
Yeah, and then followed by my beloved Argentina as well. So
doubleheader.
Yeah, and we haven't even talked about the local fixtures tomorrow afternoon as well. So, yeah, just a lot happening, but it's very exciting. Hopefully that'll carry us through because I'm sure it's going to dip a few degrees tonight as well as it always does.
I'm not sure how much sleep after these two matches we're both going to get either, so that'll certainly be interesting come full time here. But, of course, we do have these two fixtures, Adelaide Comets versus Football SA here, Adelaide Comets versus Croydon later on in the RAA men's competition. But we do start here, a 6:15 p.m. kickoff between Adelaide Comets and Football SA. As you see there, both sides lined up in the tunnel, awaiting to come out onto the field of play. About 12 degrees here in the west end of the city of Adelaide. It's a pretty nice night for football, Simon.
Yeah, it's not too bad at the moment.
No wind too.
No, don't go jinxing it for us.
Thankfully for our ears for now.
Not as of yet, but we've got a long night ahead. I noticed you called it the West End rather than the Western Parklands. West End sounds a little bit more cultured.
That's what I thought too.
But it's always a good venue to watch from. It's a chilly venue, but our position here is just right on top of the action with the beautiful city backdrop as well. And, the fact we're not completely freezing tonight, it's good. So
again, for now.
There's
definitely plenty of people up on that balcony here at LJ Hookham Island Sports Park. It is a nice venue to come to, a fledgling venue, a fairly new one here in South Australia, but a very nice one to come to. As we see both sides go through their pre-game pleasantries, we'll go through the starting lineups for both sides. Starting for Adelaide Comets, it's Masuzu Ito in goal, a back four, we imagine, of Abby Middleton, captain Elena Saroulis, Izzy Nottridge and Elizabeth Warm. The midfield in Yuka Sasaki, Anastasia Willoughby and Georgie Nicola. And the front three of Carly Pridham, Chrissy Panagaris and Joanna Katsibis. That front line, very, very dangerous for Adelaide Comets.
Yeah, and I think a lot falls on Chrissy Panagaris. She's such a prolific goal scorer that when she's not having her day, I think that is something that's missed. But that doesn't happen all too often, and she'll go hunting for a couple tonight, no doubt.
So we see our coin toss be conducted by our refereeing staff of Indiana Van Dies, and in the middle, an assistant referees Tomo Caddy and Beckett Limeref. We'll go to the Football SA starting lineup. In goal tonight, they have Amelie Miller, a back four as well, also of Erin Prince, Sophie Tarasenko, Michaela Holdcroft and Alicia Gray. Midfield three, Daisy Drawer to sit in that defensive midfield. The two in the centre of Ruby King and Maeve Nicholas with the armband, and the front three of Lauren Disney, Helena Vega and Tegan Mihailov. Mention as well, of course, Simon, 5 of these players tonight were recently away on international duty and part of a Junior Matildas training camp. They were called up on the 25th of June. Daisy Drawerwater, Alicia Gray, Ruby King, Sophie Tarasenko for Football SA, and also Carly Pridham from Adelaide Comets, the 5 in this called up. So really exciting prospect to see here as well, Simon.
Yeah, we know what a factory that the Football SA program has been over the past few years. So with that, the fact that Kylie Pridham got the call up as well is maybe a little bit exciting. But, again, we've seen how great she is on her night. So, interestingly, the two of us commentated the last meeting between these two together. So that was something nice that you reminded me of today as well.
And that was another, from memory, Kylie Pridham, a very good match from her, and Chrissy Panagaris, her too.
Yep, it was. She just looked over her shoulder. I think she heard us talking about it. We better keep it down.
It will be Football SA to get us underway. Eleanor Vega with kickoff. Referee Indiana Van Diesen with the whistle. And just about all set here for the start of round 14 in the Apex Steel WNPL South Australia. Early on the ball here is Lauren Disney. And Comets already having to deal with things in a defensive capacity, and out for a first throw. Adelaide Comets only the one loss in their last 5, that being against West Adelaide here at LJ Hooker Mile End Sports Park. So maybe you can forgive them, although of course we did see the big upset last week of Campbelltown against West Adelaide Football SA. They've only had 1 win in their last 5, and that was against currently second last sitting Modbury Vista. So certainly different fortunes coming into this one.
Yeah, for sure. And just to touch back on what you said before, that shock loss for West Adelaide, it's funny, you just seem to be so dominant. You forget that, there are chinks in their armour. Sometimes they are capable of beating. We saw that, of course, during the final series last year as well.
Against Campbelltown. Of course.
Yep, as well. So, and I guess it also goes to the fact that some of these players can come in for the second half of the season as well, coming from Adelaide United too, and just make such a difference. It really keeps things close in a league that sometimes you do get a couple teams pull away.
Sasaki putting a ball through out wide for Katsabis, of course, scored the equaliser last week against West Torrens Burkell. It's a back heel from her, very nicely done as the ball's put in. NTC Football SA, I should say, trying to clear away, but here's Nicola from distance. Does have a history against Football SA. Georgie Nicola has scored 7 goals in her last 5 matches against Football SA, 2 of those being braces, if that's the right way to put it. So certainly an opponent she likes scoring against. Throw in on the far side.
There's just so much talent in this Comet squad, and some of these players really having spent a long time playing with each other as well, even with other sides.
So that ball comes in, it's able to be dealt with for now. That shot coming in off the bar. Misuzu Ito was left as a statue, trying to cover that one. King comes off Notridge in the end for a first corner of the match, about 2.5 minutes in. It's a good start for Football SA.
Yeah, maybe fortunate not to have conceded from this angle. It looked like it was going to deflect directly down off of the crossbar, but it did deflect off, if that makes sense as well. And but they're not completely out of danger due to this corner now coming.
Only scored twice in the first 15 minutes this season, Football SA. They're trying to look for one now. Nearly getting through the legs of Ito, needing to be cleared by the Comets defence. A moment of madness at the back for Comets, able to be dealt with as Football SA now start right out from the back and all the way towards Amelie Miller.
To your point about Football SA, their potential to score early, they're the sort of side that if they're going to pull a bit of a shock, it's going to be them, isn't it? I guess their form can be a little bit unpredictable at times, but it means with that you just see some real flashes of magic, and sometimes it is a bit of a shock against some, probably highly fancied teams.
It's good work from Pridham here. Puts in a decent ball at the back post. That's a lovely ball and a lovely header. 4 minutes in. Adelaide Comets find a lead. And it's brilliant stuff from the Comets forward line to build into that one.
We're just talking about what can happen at the other end, and with FSA's ability to shock, but then again, Comets do exactly what you expect them to do, to punish the teams for giving him too much space.
2 in 2 weeks for Joanna Katsabis, and Kylie Pridham with a gorgeous assist.
It was a beautiful touch from her up on that attacking right-hand side as well, and brilliant composure to just wait, then pick off the cross.
And again, as we spoke about those national call-ups. It's not often that, especially on the women's side of the game, we'll pause that for the moment as Maeve Nicholas tries to come forward down the right or go out for a corner. Yeah, it's not often on the women's side of the game that you see call-ups from outside of the Football SA squad, and again, putting together assists like that in the form she's been in, it's clear to see why she was called up.
I think it's a brilliant experience for her to be training day in, day out with women as well, rather than a more junior squad. That's got to be something that's really valuable for her in her development, and as well as the fact that she has travelled away with the junior Matildas as well. It's, you know, even maybe in that little flash there, you got to see that composure.
That one's coming and it's deflected out for another corner. Hesitate to think that one might have been on target if not for the header back. Already only about 6 minutes in and plenty of action.
Quarter number 3 at this side already, I think.
Be strong. Attack it.
Just slips while taking the corner. Aldercroft putting it back out wide, but just wide of the intended target, and will be another throw.
That presents something interesting that we may see play out tonight as well in the doubleheader, is the condition of the pitch. At the moment, I think overall it looks quite good. Obviously, just in front of either goal, it's a little bit muddy, but overall not too bad. We've seen over the last couple of weeks some of these grass pitches deteriorate.
And
in all
especially
fairness,
when you look at the past week, the rain that we've had here has been horrendous.
yeah, it's been crazy, and no doubt this Parklands location is probably getting a lot of the runoff as well, but overall it looks okay at the moment. I did actually, even last week on one of the artificial decks, I saw a lot of slipping and sliding as well, which was a little bit more rare on an artificial surface. So I do wonder, by the time, you know, we played 2 lots of 90 minutes, what it's going to look like later tonight.
Comets trying to build another attack of their own, but it's cut short. And another slip on the ball. Draw water. One of those called up for that training camp in the anticipation of the Asian Cup coming early next year. Willoughby tried putting that one through, instead it falls for Nicholas. Now with Mahaliff trying to put it down that wing, but won't be able to find Gray. Vega, sorry.
Tell Abby no turn.
Will be another throw.
Tuck in, Carly. In next to Anna, yes.
Lead away vehemently. Back in the feet of Football SA. It's the right idea to spray it out wide, but doesn't reach Lauren Disney in her feet. It's a nice turn by Pridham, and smart to go back there. And that's a lovely as ball over the top.
Good delivery.
Nottridge chased down, and Tarasenko will get there first, and that's good defending from her.
Up.
Prince. That pass misplaced right towards Pridham. Pridham gets it back from Sasaki. That's a nice ball through, and another Sasaki hitting it.
Well done.
And certainly something gelling with Adelaide Comets tonight.
Great to see that creativity in the build-up as well. That was really, really nice.
Abby, higher. Noddy, higher.
The Comets are playing well. They're just a sight to behold. They're just so lethal as well in attack. They really love to punish sides, don't they, at times?
Miller looks long from the goal kick. That will go right out of play. And another. Sasaki on the left wing for the time being. Has it taken off her for a throw?
Jake, yeah, tuck in, Carly. Tuck in.
Nicholas. Another junior Matilda herself. As that one's just spilled for the time being. Needs to be dealt with. Amelie Miller. Smart goalkeeping from her just to take charge and clear. Clearance. Right back to Yuka Sasaki. Maybe they can hold some possession for the moment. Football SA have just been under pressure for the opening period of this match. One's luckily for Lauren Disney rolls out. Will still be Comets throw for Notteridge to take.
Just watching Sasaki have a little bit of impact. It's been a few weeks since I've called a Comets game, and I believe the last one that I did call was when she'd just come into this side, but she's really settled well, and she's going to be a real difficult one to deal with, just running free at the top there.
Of course, had that wonderful grand final performance against Campbelltown. Did Yuka Sasaki. Joined midway through from Western Strikers in the WSL, where she only played the 7 matches but scored twice, one of those coming against Adelaide City. Of course, them and Sturt Lions currently battling out for that top position. As we also see plenty of clubs around the WNPL starting to announce a few more late signings to drive them home. So Salisbury Inter today officially announced Zoe Tollins and Katie Bowler back from Adelaide United. Sturt Lions themselves announcing a big one in Jazz Styles, of course, formerly of Salisbury Inter, but most recently over with Exeter City in the FA Women's National League over in England. Willoughby trying to get there first, but not to be so on that occasion. Draw water. It's a misplaced pass, but able to win it back.
Just to touch on your point about some of those players on the move, Jazz Styles was one that surprised me a little bit to see her going to WSL, but we know Sturt Lions are trying to make that charge towards the Apex still WNPL, but she's just so talented. I remember one particular game last year when Salisbury Inter played against Adelaide City Park, and in a game that was a pretty comprehensive win for Salisbury Inter, she was one player that really just stood out and was just so impressive. And for her to be bringing back some experience from overseas with her now, it's just something that's so huge.
King taken down by Willoughby. Top goal scorer this season is Ruby King from midfield. Only have scored the 17 so far this season, Football SA. Eight in the first half and 9 in the second half, so fairly even across both, just not too many. Nicholas trying to change that though and get them back level as this one falls to the edge of the box, but takes a deflection, and Misuzu Ito able to collect easily enough. Searching for a 4th clean sheet of the season is the Japanese goalkeeper. That's a lovely touch from Kylie Pridham, just couldn't get for the second. NTC come forward now. Just trying to battle off Eleanor Vega. She still goes, finds the cutback on the edge of the box. Unable to find a shirt in red though. But that was probably their best build-up so far of the half, Simon, for Football SA.
I think so, and they're probably going to be kicking themselves that they weren't able to just slot that last one through. A really, really good opportunity for them there.
Nice turn from Nicholas, just couldn't complete it off with the pass. As that one goes out for a throw on the far side.
So far, really competitive in this game. We saw
good watch.
Adelaide Comets get off the board, but it's probably been their only real opportunity. I think we've seen a couple present for FSA, including that last one.
That clearance clearing 2 sets of fences from Elena Saroulis. Plenty of the juniors still training here. On this Friday night. I think I say it every time I am here. It is one of the most picturesque venues for football in South Australia. Purely, you'll be able to see it. That backdrop of the city skyline and all the cars going down, especially on a Friday night when it's probably most busy. It's a real privilege to be able to get this site as well as a football match in front of us.
And of course, at the start of the season too, during daylight savings time, you've got that summer vibe in Adelaide, so it's just a great time to come to the city. And
you know it's the start of the season when you got the circus stop still here at LJ Hookham Island Sports Park.
That's true.
That's how you know the season's coming. And you know it's coming to an end when it's gone.
That's when I usually think, where am I parking tonight?
It's an easy marker of where the ground is too.
That's true.
Don't search for the football pitch, search for the big circus top. Throw in for Adelaide Comets. Headed upwards by Ruby King. Sasaki able to control it now. Panagaris to do the same. Has the option of Katsibis. Has one for herself. Might look for a second, but is forced wide by the pace of the ball. Back in for Sasaki. Cleared away. Out for a throw.
It initially looked like a really nice ball from Panagaris. I thought that was going to be right on target for Katsibis, but it seems to just curl away a little bit, and she wasn't quite able to close in on it. Good thought from Panagaris in the build-up.
Only her fourth start of the season, Joanna Katsibis, but now has the 3 goals from 4 starts, has now played 10 matches, but starting to find a rhythm. Here's Pridham. Puts it through for Willoughby. That's a fair challenge. A few claims that it went out, but it stayed just along the line. Touched forward by Ruby King. On the ball here. Now Maeve Nicholas has no options really to put it through as of yet. Finds it wide, and that's a nice ball. Vega puts in the first time cross, but the offside flag goes up on the far side. That was a good build-up from Football SA. Just ever so slowly maybe starting to build into this. That early goal against them, maybe just a bit of a shock to the system, and now just trying to find their footing once again.
Interesting, just watching the stature of a couple of the players when they come close on this nearest side to the camera as well. Just you see a little bit of a stark size difference between some of these older Comets players and some of these young FSA players, don't you? In particular at the front, where Chrissy Panagara, she's one of the taller players among them every single week, but she is looking sticking out particularly today.
All the way back from Erin Prince towards Amelie Miller. Of course, from Tasmania, and a junior Matilda herself, joining as a part of Adelaide United's this past campaign, but has now played, including this one, the 7 matches for Football SA. One of 2 Tasmanians now a part of Adelaide United across the men's and women's. We saw Daniel Wojcik get called up today. He's another Tasmanian who's at Adelaide United. I think that's all of them. Correct me if I'm wrong. King. Her first touch goes right to Captain Saroulis. That one left and just trying to be held by Vega. Draw water. Trying to put it wide for Mihailov, but cleared strongly. Really just pinballing about in midfield at the moment. Neither side able to take control until comes Yuka Sasaki. Goes through 2 in Prince and Disney. Pridham has Sasaki behind her if she does wish to use her. Instead goes right to the byline, does Kylie Pridham. Looks for a cutback, and it's an own goal through the hard work of Kylie Pridham, forces the issue for Football SA, and Comets find themselves a 2-0 lead.
Well, although that final touch was off one of FSA's own players, that build-up was just magnificent from Kylie Pridham. Just thinking how much confidence she seems to be playing with today as well. And that was just a beautiful run to cut in and, again, just waited her time, and dangerous position when it comes in. So close to the front of goal, and FSA just caught out in that instance due to that magnificent bit of build-up play.
Just over 20 minutes in. And Comets with a very decent lead now. What else can Football SA give to this match will be the next question. Only just under a quarter of the way through.
I was going to say, the first 20 minutes haven't been devoid of opportunities for him, and it's not like Comets have absolutely been piling it on.
Yep.
And then you can argue that last one a bit of a result of an error, so just composure, I think, is going to be the name of the game here.
This cross comes in easily enough for Ito.
Yeah, just to finish that thought, just for FSA aren't out of this game at the moment. Just a little bit more composure, I think, through midfield as well. We saw at one stage just ping-ponging around a little bit. But I don't think it's they have to do anything too drastic, except maybe contain that person, Kylie Pridham.
Her ball doesn't come to anything in the end. Again, I think I say it every week because of the consistent impressive performances. She is only 15 herself, Kylie Pridham.
I have seen a couple of games where she's been not as standout as she is tonight. I think I have seen sometimes she gets just a little bit frustrated and, maybe loses confidence and ends up looking a little bit lost. I have seen that on a couple of occasions. But, again, she's only 15, and on the flip side as well, it's just so much upside, and just has to keep getting confidence, has to keep putting in consistent performances, and, she'll be able to make this brilliant impact that we've already seen.
Willoughby. Now, Panagaris! Right towards Amelie Miller for the save. Willoughby staying down for the moment. Didn't quite spot what happened to her. I think maybe she was just blocked by a defender off the ball.
Talking about consistency and impact just then, right as Chrissy Panagaris popped up. That's a name that we're consistently shouting every single week. It's older players like that in the team can just sort of show how to consistently show up every week and be able to show that quality on that week-by-week basis.
Tarasenko letting the ball come for her. Prince back towards Amelie Miller. Of course, Kylie Pridham coming again. It's a good sliding challenge for the corner.
Dealt with it well, Tarasenko. Didn't give away the foul with it, although they do concede this corner.
From the left boot of Yuka Sasaki. It's a decent delivery. Bouncing across a few heads. That one finds the side netting. Will be another corner, though. Must have taken a deflection on the other side.
Fantastic delivery, though. She won't get another crack at it as Willoughby's going to take it from that attacking left-hand side. But if not for Nicola, I don't think she was a way off of judging that one, but could have easily made it 3 at a very early stage.
Still, that same opportunity beckons again from the corner. Katsibis and an own goal currently as it stands. A third consecutive corner now for Comets.
Just evening up the stats, I think, because we've seen a few at the other end already. So Comets now to get an opportunity to show what they can do.
And again, you spoke about that height advantage. These corners should come into their favour. There'll be a goal kick now, finally, a reprieve for Football SA.
Yeah, just to the comment of the height that you said there, I think that's why Georgie Nicola's head was just seemed to be towering over everyone there. She was just able to enter the box at will, and if not for the slight misjudge of it, I think they could have easily found themselves one more up.
Goal kick goes long from Miller. Misses the head of both Nicola and Nicholas. Aldridge. Nicola again. Putting it wide for Katsibis, but that might just bounce out of play. It will do. It's their 8th match here at home this season. Adelaide Comets. Won 4 times. Had the 1 draw. And the 2 losses coming against Campbelltown in round 7 and West Adelaide in round 11. It's only a 4th match. The stat isn't even away from home, it's away from Service FM, because obviously so many matches are played there across teams, so away from Service FM, it's only their 4th match of the season, not played at that ground, only the 1 win. That's against Campbelltown in round 3.
Well, at least they do have a little bit of a benefit with playing with Service FM, as you usually get a bit of a mix of main pitch and the back one as well. I was just thinking in the lead up to this, we haven't seen any slips for a little bit, and I do wonder if you get isolated incidents of it like that, then maybe that comes down to boot selection too. But certainly on FSA side, they have got exposure to both, so can't blame it on that too much.
This one having to be chased down by both Notridge and Disney. Landis Aroulis now with it for a bit of calmness. Nicola. All over the top, which will let Sophie Tarasenko easily enough play it back towards Miller.
We're talking about some of those early opportunities for FSA, but just judging from the way that Comets played it out from the back in that instance, it seems like they're feeling pretty confident and maybe feeling a little bit as if they've figured out the opposition a little bit as well as they come forward again.
Katsibis with the ball from Panagaris, but it's a low cross towards Miller. You can see there Michaela Stella, the FSA head coach, instructing his side for their next port of call. Pridham, that touch not working out, unlike the rest of them seem to have done so far tonight. Other than, of course, that finals match back in 2023 where it ended 2-2 after extra time and Football SA ended up winning on penalties 5-3. Football SA haven't actually beat Adelaide Comets in 90 minutes since April of 2021. Back at the Parks, it was a 6-3 win that day for Football SA, and Amelia Macris hat-trick a part of that. But in the league, in the regular season, it's been a long time for 3 points against Adelaide Comets Football SA. So much so that, with the nature of Football SA, none of them will even know about that game, I'm sure.
Were they born yet, then?
Pridham put through here, but Miller will come in collect. You do say that, though. Football SA tonight do have a 2011 born on the bench in Susanna Prokos.
Wow.
So 10 years away, but still 10 years, not a very long time in football sometimes. Here's Pridham. Just slips. And another occurrence of that surface coming into play. Nicola. Panagaris pokes it through nicely for Katsibis. Willoughby making a late run into the box. Back out for Nicola. Of course, has that record against NTC, but unable to get the final touch on that one. King. There's no real options in support, and she's stuck by herself there. In that midfield area, you saw some, and she had 3 blue and black shirts around her with nothing to play towards.
Keep it.
Yeah, she did try to bypass that defensive line and give Vegas something to go on to, but yeah, there's just that black and blue wall to get through. And now Comets just seem to be really sinking into a flow at the moment.
And if you are just joining us, 2-0 the scoreline as we go past the half-hour mark. Joanna Katsibas and an own goal, the two we've had so far. But that's not to say it's been a one-sided game whatsoever. It's been fairly even, maybe inching towards the side of Adelaide Comets, if you're putting it that way.
I think that seems to be the way it's going as well. I think certainly the early momentum, maybe in the first 10 minutes or so, favoured Football SA overall, but as time goes on, it's just leaning more and more the way of Comets, and they're just distributing it so beautifully now.
Pridham has her touch intercepted and still put under pressure here. Gets put through nicely by Notridge and has a bit of space to roam into. Kylie Pridham puts in the ball. Emily Miller poking away, and that one just rolls in. A third for Adelaide Comets. Just past the half hour. And I think it's Joanna Katsibas again.
Interesting watching the build-up of that, because we've been talking so far this game about the things that Kylie Pridham can do within tight spaces, but in that instance she actually found herself in a little bit of space with that nice little through ball. Beautiful cross to challenge Miller as well, and then fortunately had some reinforcements at the back post as well to slot that, and wasn't much FSA could do with it.
Draw water. Again, that hill, they're having to walk over Football SA, just growing larger with these goals that Adelaide Comets are scoring.
Yes, Joe. Defensive side, Joe. Come in now.
Prince
Come in.
meets Pridham, but the pass, too much on it for Lauren Disney.
Joe, excellent.
Erin Prince herself perhaps taking the opposite path in which she came to South Australia from Melbourne. First joined Metro United to play with them, and then joined the Football SA setup. Already had senior WNPL minutes before that, as that's almost a giveaway from Isuzu Ito. Notridge, ball taken off of her.
No shots.
King putting through Vega, but too much on the ball. Leads to a goal kick. Adelaide Comets have averaged roughly 2.4 goals per game this season, and they've already matched / exceeded that in this one. Ball goes out.
Start inside. Same again. Come get it to feet. Stay back. You can hold the girl off, yeah? Hold it down. Hold it down. Get up against it.
Throwing down the line, headed up by Nicola. No foul there, as Lauren Disney stayed down. Katsibas offside.
She looked in a bit of strife there, King, for a moment. She went down and was straight away holding the knee, but once play resumed, it pretty quickly got on with it.
Pridham again, taken off of her by Erin Prince. Again, 2 youth Matildas, as here comes Pridham. 3 assists for the night already. Nearly a 4th as Chrissy Panagaris skies it over the bar.
You mentioned the 3 assists just there. I just went back and had a quick look at the replay. All 3 have pretty much come in the exact same fashion. Just that long run to peel off a little bit of space on that right-hand side. And aside for that, would end up being an own goal for the second. Just a result of that nice cross through. Well, even the second was a result of a nice cross through. But Katsibas finding the back of the net on the first and the third attempts. She wasn't required for the second one. So quite the half she's having.
A hat-trick of sorts? Can you call it that?
Is there a name for that? For a hat-trick assist?
A baseball cap trick? I don't know. What's the equivalent of a hat?
Either way, I don't think she gets to have an early mark yet. It's a little bit too early. Maybe there's a few more to add to the tally. While we're thinking of names, we might have to come up with one for 4 or 5. It does seem that they've maybe started to stifle her a little bit in the last couple of times that she's come forward. But certainly for the first 20 minutes or so of this match, is just the confidence sky high and just carving out space for herself at will. You mentioned before, just 15 years of age, national level experience already. Well, as we said before as well, just one of the players here that have national level experience already.
Yeah, we said 5 most recently with the junior Matildas, but across the squad as a whole, plenty to pick from in terms of experience, either in a training camp or matches played for Australia and also New Zealand as well, in the case of Alicia Gray, under 16 level Kiwi international for her. Sasaki.
And you don't even have to look a whole lot older to start looking at players that have got, I guess, adult Matilda experience too, with Meleg as well, which is, you know, she's not a long way out of this program.
Well, it's, you only have to go past, I'm fairly sure it was last year, but played in the cup final. Played in the WNPL WSL Cup final last year against West Adelaide, had an outstanding performance, although coming off the worst end of the result. But within the space of less than 12 months, of course, we have the cup final next week, has been called up to a senior Matildas camp. It's quite extraordinary.
It's one of the things that amazes me, particularly in the women's and girls side of the game as well, is just how there's not a huge gulf between this local level and international experience. I mean, we've got international World Cup players playing in this local league as well. That's something that's maybe we take for granted at times, I think.
Yeah, especially with how well the Matildas are doing, extends towards the A-League women's side of things. And again, going off memory, I'm fairly sure recently the A-League women's was ranked as the best league in Asia for women's football. If not that, it was definitely at least second or third. But again, those players, of course, then coming back to play at this level too.
That's a good thing to point out, though, as well, because so much the attention around the last 12 months or more has been around the A-League's men's and maybe whether there's some possible shortcomings. But, you know, between that stat and even the conversation around the World Cup at the moment as well, with so many players, you know, coming into the A-League system at such a young age, you know, maybe we've got a little bit more to be proud of than we maybe give ourselves credit for. I guess maybe in Australian culture we seem to maybe put down the sport locally. But, you know, again, to bring it back to the Socceroos as well, you've got all that South Australian talent that everyone's watching now thinking, are they going to get the move? How many $1 million are they going to go for?
Middleton. Of course, a former Football SA player herself, actually scored that winning penalty we spoke about earlier in that finals match between these two in the last win, full stop, against Adelaide Comets, not in 90 minutes. Here's Willoughby. Again, another former Football SA player.
Come this way.
You'll always find them around the league. Sasaki trying to backheel that one through for Katsabis, putting the ball in, but the offside flag does go up as we get towards the final 5 minutes of the first half. And it's hard to say whether or not the scoreline fairly reflects the match, because it's not to say Football SA have been bad tonight. Commentators curse. Pulling out there as that's a finish. Looking just to go wide. But again, game has probably been fairly even, but Comets probably are good for the 3-0 lead at the moment.
Yeah, probably just reflects the individual brilliance that we've seen those 3 goals capitalised on. And just thinking those 3 opportunities, have they been the only real 3 threats? You know, you could probably say the 4th, certainly, with that one there, with FSA losing the ball, but a brilliant save as well from Millar. Seems like she just found a little bit of go-go gadget arm length and just reaching for it. It's like
Panagaris looking to go onto her right boot. Chrissy Panagaris looking for that bottom corner, but Miller up to the task.
Up, Anna.
Football SA as well this year, in all fairness, it is almost a bit of a transition year in terms of players aging out of the system. I mean, you just think back to last year, the likes of Ilona Meleg, Stella Vitrek and Anastasia Simic, now both at Campbelltown. Lily Barber was at Metro and now Sturt Lions. Big key players for them last year, the last few years, now going on to club football. And there's a few players in this team who have only gotten their debuts this year, as that's a ball in to the edge of the box. Maeve Nicholas maybe just looking to try and find a hit towards goal. Now there's one. Comes off Georgie Nicola, I think, in the end. And Comets able to clear only as far as Daisy Drawwater. Nicholas again. That ball in cleared. Sasaki. Nicola.
We mentioned just before the pendulum sort of over time swinging a little bit in favour of Adelaide Comets, despite being fairly evenly matched for the most part. But it's good to see FSA starting to, I guess, late in this half, just make sure that they're not letting them gather too much momentum.
Yeah, and get around it. Get around it.
Pridham beats Aaron Prince for now, looking to try do it again. Nottridge just gets caught in 2 and is dispossessed. It's a nice ball into midfield from Alicia Gray. Gets it again there. King out wide for Alicia Gray. Taken right towards the byline, Lennis Aroulas. That's good defending from her. Strong defending from the captain. Prince and Pridham coming off the both of them. Prince again putting that back into attacking midfield. And Nicola just pushing over her opposition there and committing a foul. Maybe the first of the match? I can't think of too many there might have been before this. I say this and I reckon the stats are going to come up and prove me wrong in just a moment. But nonetheless, there haven't been too many fouls in this first half.
Yeah, probably.
Is the point I'm making.
And maybe just a little bit of frustration showing there with that one. It was an interesting little build-up of play with Vega coming up front, and she found herself in no man's land, surrounded by Comets shirts as well. And Gray came in to render a little bit of assistance and built an opportunity off that coming over the left-hand side as well. And they didn't let Comets completely off the hook, and in the end, Comets forced into the foul, and now they've got a chance from the spot. Probably a little bit too far out to make anything of it, but taking no chances are Comets with the 4-person wall.
Looks to put the ball in. Is touched down, but not in favour of taking the strike. Did it have? Panagaris unable to get the better of her opponent there as that ball's put right back towards her, but cut out by Daisy Drawwater. Nicholas. Of course, the female rising star of last year at the FSA celebration of football. Got her first minutes in the A-League women's competition this past season as well, as Sasaki puts it through for an offside Anastasia Willoughby, but Miller still opting to make the save, even though the flag had very much gone up by then.
Willoughby maybe lingering just too long and finding herself on the end of that one in that instance, I think. Can't fault her too much, though, because Willoughby's one of those players that seems to be popping up everywhere. She, you know, is a number 6 deep, and then all of a sudden she's scoring goals as well. She's such an exciting box-to-box player.
5 shots for Adelaide Comets to Football SA's 2, as we've seen the stats. It was the second foul of the match, that one, I think, looking at the stats there, so I was close.
You liar.
There's too much football to go on. I don't remember which match is which as we see an end to another half of football here between Adelaide Comets and Football SA. Adelaide Comets good for the lead as we finish the half at 3-0.
I think overall, pretty exciting half of football, and going back to the point that we made a number of times, the scoreline probably not reflective of the momentum. I hope for the side of, you know, Comets can, regardless, go into the change rooms very happy with what they've achieved in that first half in terms of what they've converted, but on FSA's sake, I hope they can just go in and just think of the way they've played generally, rather in terms of the score that's on the board at the moment, because there's a lot to like about what they've done, especially in that last 5 minutes.
You will see the stats come up as well. 9 shots, 5 on target for Adelaide Comets, 3 and 2 for Football SA. And you see only those 2 fouls for the match. A fairly tame affair between these two as well. Also, just to mention before we go to a break, Adelaide Uni and West Adelaide currently at halftime as well. West Adelaide 2-0 up there. But halftime here at LJ Hookham Island Sports Park. We'll go off to a short break. It's Adelaide Comets 3, Football SA 0.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
G'day, Hamish here, reminding you everyone has a right to get home safe. There's no text, lost snack, backseat argument or hair emergency that's worth taking your eyes off the road for a moment. This is going to sound crazy, but not even a French fry. Keep your eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, and choose not to drive when you're tired, upset or under the influence. Pull over if you need to. And why not take a sec to pledge to drive so others survive? But again, later, when you get home.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
with RAA, proud sponsors of the RAA NPLSA. As Christoph Panendas wins that header, here's Tabaris. It's a touch, but eventually cleared by Vidmar. And French hits it again! French with the volley that Harpers could not save. Side finds Mullen. Mullen hits one from distance, and it's in! Mullen with a screamer! Absolute worldie from Mullen.
Goal of the week for sure.
Who has probably just gone and won the game for Playford in the 92nd minute.
Bonner, and it's in the bottom right corner. Captain Fantastic Aladdin Irabona puts his side ahead late in this clash, and are they on their way to 3 points for the first time this season. You didn't know which way it was going to go, who was going to take it, but you knew the final action was going to be the ball in the...
Just trying to calm things down at the moment after that lapse in concentration. Ball over the top here for Stam. Will get there first. Will Riley Stam, and he'll chip in brilliantly. At the club of his youth, Riley Stam scoring the first in this one. And what a finish.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
I think the thing that most people don't realise about being a referee is how much we train. We often train twice a week as a group. Then we have coaching sessions where we go through videos and look back at past few weeks. And then any of the outside of training stuff that we do, like our gym work and watching matches back and all that. All the extra time outside of match days are the big things for us. What makes it more than just blowing a whistle is understanding football and all the different layers of football, and then adding on top of that we then have to be impartial and understand the emotion of football, and then find that balance between understanding the emotion and then understanding the laws. I've had a few grand finals that I've been lucky to be a part of, and in those kind of games with the crowds and the energy, I can just tell that the football match that's going on is so entertaining, and that I'm lucky to have one of the best seats in the house for it.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price, turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings. Tom Wren for sport. Jay Drobran on the scene as it happens. Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide. Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local, and only on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
So the Youth Club Championship, we've designed a structure where the under 13s, under 14s, under 15s and 16s all compete together as one club. They'll play at the same venue, they'll play one after each other. It allows the technical director to be at the venue to help educate and look after the coaches, and also there's a focus on player development.
Players are now knowing where they are at and the pathway to follow each year. If they continue with the YCC, they should be in a position where they can go into senior football. It's a lot clearer around the steps they need to take to keep tracking as a player.
We've created an additional YCC training session or seminar night. All the players involved had the opportunity to do an extra additional skills session development plan, and we had Adrian Stanter coming in to talk about how to become a more professional player from a younger age.
The fact that as a club we are investing heavily in the juniors to ensure that we're putting those tools in place that the YCC is wanting from us, that's certainly bringing around some benefits to the club and to junior development across the board.
Everyone's trying to obtain points for their club, but also with a strong focus on how do we create a competition where players can play against like players.
The one thing I have noticed is it's been a bit more focused on getting the balance right. So, you know, trying to keep the best teams playing against each other throughout the entire year and not having this big disparity between one team or another, one club or another.
So what it has allowed us to do is have quality games every week, which has benefited the competition and given the girls a chance to sort of understand what it's like to play at that elite level. While development is a good focus, the YCC does bring out the aspect of results as well, which helps find that balance for players to transition to senior football.
So I think with the YCC structure.
Here at LJ Hooker Myland Sports Park, it's Adelaide Comets 3-0 leaders over Football SA at the halftime break. I'm your commentator for this one, Serbo Neal, alongside Simon Jimenez. And I suppose when you're looking at advice as a coach for the two teams, for Adelaide Comets, it's more of the same. And Football SA just looking for a bit more full stop.
Yeah, I think with that, though, you wouldn't want to completely change anything too much with Football SA because you sort of had them get a nice couple of opportunities with a build-up.
Early one comes in here off Katsabis, but towards Miller as a first opportunity in under a minute into the second half.
Just to finish that thought, there was a couple of nice little passages of build-up probably in the last 5 or 10 minutes of that first half, so I think it's a little bit of a problem to solve for FSA because, you know, even though general play is looking a little bit better towards the end, you do have a 3-goal deficit to overcome. So what do you do in that instance? It's only the bench knows with that. And on the flip side as well, Comets probably have the luxury to be able to defend a little bit now, but initially it doesn't look like that's the plan.
That one was looking through for Ruby King, but or maybe just played that bit too late and that road was blocked off. Sasaki very much controlled the midfield in the first 45. Middleton Adelaide with Comets, of course, now going from right to left, and Football SA from left to right. And I'm sure that balcony you see above there will want to see a goal right in front of their own eyes instead of the far side away from them.
I didn't see who won the toss, but given that it's Comets kicking towards home in the second half, that's usually the tactic here, isn't it? I'm just trying to think back to previous weeks that I've been here, wanting to kick towards the crown of the second half, especially as it does fill up a little bit, because with that second leg of the double header tonight, that'll continue to fill up. May see some blankets on some laps up there as well, given it's going to be a bit of a chilly one.
Blankets and pillows for maybe a nap, a 25-minute nap in between the two games if they have time for it ahead of the Socceroos clash tomorrow morning.
You know, that's not a bad idea, now that you say that, because it's not too long a walk from the drive here. And now that you have said that, I'm thinking maybe that would have been prudent of me, or could have got a quick sleep in the car before going over to watch the Socceroos later.
Camp out in the car, camp out in the parklands just outside of the drive against the river, have the nice flowing water. Sasaki has the ball taken off of her. Alicia Gray was caught. Elena Vega, sorry.
Yeah, a little bit late with those suggestions, Seb, but who knows if Socceroos make it through to the next round. We might have to think about next game.
Yeah, not too good ahead, but that's a 1:30 on a Wednesday morning. Couldn't it be a better time for us Australians? That could be if we make it through.
Be ready, be on your toes, be
Mihailov with this throw. Junior of Modbury Vista also went to the Futsal Nationals. Again, as a number of these Football SA players have done in their time with the program. Not something we have too much here, or at least it's not as prevalent here in South Australia as futsal, as much as we may wish it to be, for whatever reason, as this ball's crossed in. That is, I can't remember who I was talking to about it, but the futsal aspect that a lot of these Football SA players do get opportunities to play with does just add that little bit of technical nous at times. I think that maybe some players at senior level don't have or have the ability to be able to do.
Certainly when I was a young player, and I'm a few years older than you, Seb,
let's say more than a few. Let's say more than a few, just to keep my...
In the interest of transparency, yes, I'm quite a few years older than you. But when
I'm quite a few years younger. Let's go with let's go with that one.
Yeah, futsal wasn't really much of a thing at all. To be honest, it was something that retired players would play when they're too old to.
Especially now, it's often a thing that's done as, you know, a Tuesday night casual futsal. There's no, or there is a serious futsal league here, of course, but again, it's that visibility, and it's not as prevalent perhaps in senior men's and women's football as perhaps, you know, some other states have it.
I think to go back to your original point, though, just the technical ability that format of the game encourages, though, it's just so big. Like, we saw even that run right up before we're talking about maybe Nicholas making that run up the right-hand side. We have the front row seat to Kylie Pridham on this near side in the first half as well. You know, just that confidence on the ball and ability to, you know, stay calm within that tight space. But I also think back to a couple of weeks when you and I were at Surface FM Stadium during the, it was Women's Football Week, and they had some of the junior players.
Yes.
And your niece was, what, 6, 7 years old, something like that?
Yep.
Playing on the backcourts there. And I was just so impressed with that format of the game within the context of juniors, because it's a small surrounds. You've only got 5 players on at one time. You play off of the walls. It's just so much more time on the ball, which, you know, you can talk about technical development all you want, but I think a big part of it is just how many touches you're getting on the ball at any one time. And that format of the game just encourages that. And it's just, for me, it's just such a good thing to see younger players encouraged and developed early on in that way. So, I hope in years to come that it's something that's further encouraged.
Of course, there is football fives with Football SA. As here comes a shot from distance, but Masuza Ito able to hold that down. But if you are listening and are interested in five-a-side or small-sided football, certainly something to look into is football fives with Football SA at Service FM Stadium. Comets trying to still get a fourth as we go over 5 minutes into the second half.
And on the topic of football fives, if you're good, there's maybe a commentary team that will be looking to recruit some talent.
Any talent is how that should go. Here's Sasaki looking to put a ball in. That's a header. That's a lovely one too. It's a fourth for Adelaide Comets. A beautiful cross and a beautiful header from Anastasia Willoughby.
We spoke about it at one point in the first half. She's got a habit of just popping up at that sort of time, doesn't she? Just when that opportunity does arrive, she's really aggressive and wastes no time in coming forward, and she finds themselves on the end of balls like that, and just very well finished by Comets. And now things are just starting to get a little bit away from FSA. We spoke about what they were, maybe how they were going to tackle that 3-goal deficit coming out at halftime, but I guess the problem just further exacerbated now as they find themselves 4 behind.
They did have that heavy defeat to Campbelltown last time round, being 5-1. Katsubis. Here's Middleton making a driving run down the left. Trying to take the touch between two. That one cleared out for a throw.
I think she's getting a little bit of encouragement on the pitch there, and I was thinking that myself was a nice little idea to try chip it just between the two opposing players into a little bit of space. Didn't come off in that instance, but I like the thought and creativity.
Maeve Nicholas. Ball here. Dispossessed, but Football SA just trying to get a bit more of a foothold in the match and keep possession, but won't help if they do concede this throw, which will go back. Middleton. Back to Saroulis. And of course, celebrated that 250th match against West Adelaide. This had 253rd tonight. Not a big popular milestone as the 253rd match, I didn't think, but
still 250,000.
Just over a quarter, actually, 253, just to be exact.
Thank you, Mr. O'Neill.
That one's over the top, looking for Maeve Nicholas after it came off the head of Elizabeth Warren. Ito opting to clear first time. Nicola and Willoughby exchanging passes between those two. That's a nice touch from Vega, but it's taken off of her.
I do wonder, going in from here, what the plan is for Adelaide Comets, where they do try to go in pursuit of more goals or just try to sit back a little bit. Here might be your answer.
On an attack once again, the ball comes in, the header just going over. Hear the shouts of playing the simple ball. Sasaki getting it back towards Katsubis. Drawater, putting in the challenge.
The point I was just going to make before was where the Comets were going to just be a little bit more patient, just hold possession of the back. And I've thought that on a couple of different occasions since they've gone 4 up, and then straight away they've just quickly played it back out and try to open opportunity. So I think that might be their default a little bit here, Adelaide Comets. And, you know, if that is the fact, I think it's something that they should just stick with. Sometimes we do see teams when they do go up a little bit, they sit in more of a low block, just give the opposition a little bit too much possession, and they end up being punished for it. Now, I do think it's probably a little bit too much to overcome at this stage for Football SA, but, you know, you also want to be encouraging their style of play and going to their strengths as well. So, you know, if Comets are comfortable in attack, why not just keep going?
Nice work by Eleanor Vega to try and make her way through there. Possession continues on with Football SA, but breaks down just as I say that. Willoughby's pass doesn't reach Pridham out wide. Didn't get the connection on the ball there. The ball put in field, but to no real option. And back to Ito.
Simple.
Middleton. Junior of McLaren Districts is Abby Middleton, as well as Cumberland United. Has also spent time in NPL New South Wales with Northern Tigers. In between being with Football SA and Adelaide Comets now.
Good, Lauren. Good, Lauren.
I've been watching Comets since I made that comment about whether they do decide to just sit in possession. And one thing I have clocked since making that comment a couple of minutes ago, whenever they do win the ball, rather than do what some teams do and just gather in from the back, they don't seem to look over the shoulder towards their keeper as well. It seems to be all go, go, go. So going back to that original question, I think we are going to see more here.
Willoughby on target, but only towards the keeper. Does look like Football SA are readying a substitution.
Delay, good, keep your shape.
Nicholas.
Go cross.
Out wide for Vega. Caught in space now, unable to put the ball into Ops to do it low, but swept up. And now out for the throw as they do make that change here. Coming off will be Ruby King, and on will come Ella Carvalho for her 13th appearance of the season. Junior of West Torrens, Burkalla, another who went over those futsal nationals, still in search of that first senior goal. Is a 16-year-old forward. First change of the match comes towards Carvalho, but it will roll out for a throw. See there, 9 shots on target in favour of Adelaide Comets to Football SA's 3. And as the game has worn on, definitely has turned the tide in terms of whose favour this match has gone towards. Although, Football SA looking for something here. Comes across the back line. And now Maeve Nicholas chasing it down back. Nicholas finds draw water nicely. Sasaki just applying the pressure, but not enough to completely take the ball off. Daisy draw water. 2 going in for that ball there, and Willoughby and Saroulis. That launched upfield towards Panagaris. 2 in a foot race. Some nice quick passes. Let Sasaki roam into space.
Oh. Simple.
Here they come again. Another cross in for the head of Panagaris. Whistling past that post.
Chrissy, it's coming, Chrissy, well done.
No movement on the Comets bench as of yet. Just saw John Porter get up and thought he may have been looking to make a bit of a change, but haven't even seen him look at his shoulder just as of yet.
Ito just slipping as she played that pass towards Abby Middleton. Pass a bit too hard, but comes off the deflection from Warren to right back to Middleton and then across to Saroulis. Vega has Carvalho in front of her. It's forced inside.
There you go, she's got nothing, she's got nothing. Yes, yes.
Mahaliff. Draw water. Really battling to try win that ball back, and now going is Lauren Disney. That through ball doesn't reach. Will be Mahaliff's throw.
Composure, ladies, composure, get it down.
Throwing down the centre. It's a good throw from Mahaliff. Carvalho takes the touch pass one, looking to try and find it on her left. Half-hearted claims perhaps of a penalty, but that throw-in almost turning into an assist from Mahaliff. Don't know how many assists have legally come from the hand before, but that was close there. Nicholas, in these past few moments, Football SA just building chances, even with the current deficit in which they sit at.
The thing I do notice, though, with Comets just limiting the space that they've got, marking really tightly player on player, that seems to be the thing that, even though I think at the moment FSA is sort of looking pretty good in the midfield build-up, there's just not those options. So it seems like they've had a little bit more opportunity with those. They've tried to open up Spain a little bit of space. So, maybe trying to take on Comets in a little bit of an arm wrestle and try and play it centrally and get crafty with the way they get past. I think it's going to be more using this pitch the best of its width that they have done there. That opens something up.
It's another one from distance, which goes wide. Update as well from that other match being played as Football SA make a sub. West Adelaide 2-0 up past the hour mark against Adelaide Uni. Georgia Macri and Nina Yamada, the two goal scorers there, and Flinders and Campbelltown also kicking off later tonight, also at Service FM Stadium. That one at 8:15 Adelaide time, as we see Ava G come on for Football SA in place of Lauren Disney. 2 goals to her name so far this season for Ava G. Scored in that 2-0 win against Mulberry Vista, aside of her junior as well. What was a good performance on that very wet Monday night at Jeps Cross. And she'll come on for the final 25 minutes or so. Sasaki's ball over the top goes central. Holdcroft. Chased down and able to be touched on by Eleanor Vega. Comes off the defender and Abby Middleton, and will be a corner.
Football SA still continuing to build up well, but just those clear opportunities not there. And as time goes by, that 4-0 scoreline looks more and more destined to how it's going to end. At this point, I'd imagine, and you never like to resign yourself to this fact, that maybe limiting the damage.
Suzu Ito has had a few little moments to contend with, but nothing too difficult for the Japanese goalkeeper. Has only kept 3 clean sheets out of her 12 matches previous, but looking for a 4th in her 13th match. Again, this Football SA side, even when they are at a loss, do tend to score a goal at least. Saroulis. Now Ito again. Just going first time with her clearance. Nicholas against Nicola. It's like the evolution of a Pokemon between the two midfields. It's one for the nerds out there.
How long were you sitting on that one?
To be honest, only just that moment. When I said it earlier, I didn't think about it.
I guess to that point, it has been something that I've continually thought, just watching these two teams, just the size and stature difference between them. And I think even when we have spoken about those moments when FSA have tried to break out through the middle, I think some of these tiny players just getting bodied a little bit.
That's a lucky deflection for Ava G, but Abby Middleton happy to enter the battle. Vega had a bit more to do in the second half. Going forward, a lot more opportunity on the ball, as we see here again. And doing well with it. Vega still going. Is Vega opting for the shot? Just over the bar. Not a bad opportunity there. Creating it for herself. And just winding up.
Well, I was going to make the comment then they seem to be getting closer and closer to their first so far. And again, I made the observation before, when they're given a little bit of space, that seems to be when they're able to create something. And it does seem like their energy, well, I guess the general energy level seems to be favouring FSA at the moment as well. So if they can keep the same level of intensity and output, I think they may find them getting themselves something on the board. I think we have seen the moment now where Comets have just slowed down their tempo and intensity a little bit. Still no movement from their bench though.
Very much in the business end of the season now, where positions still up for grabs but starting to be finalised. West Adelaide, of course, sitting top, and as long as results, I say, continue, despite that most recent result against Campbelltown, as long as they continue in the predicted fashion in which you would imagine they would look to be premiers of the league before all the matches are up. Comets with 4 more games left to go against Flinders, Campbelltown, Metro, and then a big one in the final round against Salisbury Inter. Football SA have 5 due to a rescheduled fixture. They've got Metro Stars, Salisbury Inter, West Adelaide, Flinders United, and Adelaide University in the final week of the season, a Monday night and a Friday night against Uni, to end the 2026 campaign, unless, of course, they do just sneak into finals. But like I said, positions now very much starting to be somewhat finalised and finding where people's places are as we do almost head into finals in just under about 5 or 6 weeks' time, of course, with the cup final action next week. All teams, bar of course the ones involved, have a week off. So no league football next weekend across the men's or women's game here in South Australia. The Football SA reserves and Adelaide Comets reserves doing battle in the reserves WNPL Cup final next Saturday. That one's a 12:30 p.m. kickoff from memory. You would imagine maybe a few of these players to feature in that big one, a rematch as well of the reserves final of 2025. Is a big fixture, a part of that cup final day, the WNPL Reserves Cup final.
Yeah, I think that's safe to say, of course, with these, neither senior sides taking part in that final. I was at the summit that day where Comets went all the way to 120 minutes to then be defeated in pens by Birksdale, the second match of the afternoon, and earlier we saw a pretty comprehensive victory by West Adelaide against, they were clear favourites against Modbury Vista. So it should be an exciting one, especially with West Adelaide coming off that loss, I think, as well. It's a pretty... West Adelaide are always a fearsome side to come up against, but coming up against them after they suffered a rare loss, that's maybe just slightly more terrifying.
Sophia!
Yeah, the senior women's cup final between West Adelaide and West Torrens Burkalla on that Saturday afternoon. That whole day really not to be missed across all levels. Make sure to get your tickets at the Football South Australia website. Matches from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. That final match being the Men's Federation Cup final between FKB Agrad and Cumberland United. I'm sure, Simon, I'd hazard a guess that you're probably there for just about all of the day, and you'll see almost all of the football, as will probably I, to be honest.
I think so. It's, as usual, we usually find out about these things sort of last minute, but it's a real privilege being there for the whole day as well, because you always get some prize fixtures, obviously, as that's saved. A lot of our time's focused on, RA and NPLSA and the Apex Steel WNPL teams, and even with the second tier as well, but even in the reserve sides, you just see so much talent, so many surprises.
Giveaway here as Chrissy Panagaris pulls the trigger. Looking for that bottom corner, but Emily Miller again able to save.
She does well. All the action was down the other side for a little bit, and Miller now given to something to do, but as you can see on the stats there, there's been plenty of action down there throughout most of the match.
16 shots, 10 on target for Adelaide Comets, only the 3 on target for Football SA. Painting a fairly apt picture of the fixture that has been. So we have the final 15 minutes now. Katsibis able to just keep it in play.
Tomo, next one.
Tasaki. Kept in by Katsibis.
Quick call from the Comets bench just there that we're going to see those changes coming in a moment too. So pretty late in the piece, maybe even exacerbated by the fact that they've found themselves with a pretty comprehensive lead.
And they do have a match against Flinders next weekend to Adelaide Comets on Saturday at 1 p.m. She's able to get past well there. Here's Pridham. And it's almost similar, again, as we go back to the previous fixture in which we covered between these two, Simon. I seem to remember as well We'll pause on that for the moment as Sasaki tries to make her way into the box and just getting caught between a few. G has space and time. Opts to go down the line, but doesn't work out. Yeah, just on Kylie Pridham as well. I seem to remember she had either it was a quiet first half and a good second half, or it was the opposite in that reverse fixture at Service FM Stadium. But again, sometimes it's all you need, as we see tonight. They currently lead at 4-0.
Yeah, I remember that well too, though. She was on an absolute tear that game. I think, yeah, she was a particular standout, whether it was the first or the second half. I think it might have been early in that game too. I'm just thinking vaguely.
Plenty of subs going on at the moment between the two sides. Just trying to keep track of them at the moment.
I think our assistant ref's trying to keep track of them too, all of them coming at once. Was it a triple for Comets in the end?
It was a triple for Comets and then a double for Football SA. I think Alicia Rose was one of them that came on for Comets. The current top goal scorer in the reserves competition with 14 in 11 matches, 2 of those 14 being hat-tricks. Again, another impressive young striker. Slipping on the surface there, and we'll go out for a throw.
Up. Alicia, central. In the middle. Yeah, in the middle, that's it. 2 ways.
It's high in the air.
Yeah, double team both ways. Good.
Trying to fall through. One of the Football SA subs, I'm trying to backtrack and recount which took place. One of them being just trying to make sure of these changes. One of them being, Susanna Prokos on for her senior debut. These coaches should know these big changes aren't helpful for us up here.
I did miss a goal last week after trying to get
exactly.
One of the
they should be more considerate of us.
One of the debutantes for Adelaide United NPL side last week. Thought I was really clever getting the details and calling out his NPL debut, and I look up and Ned Stiles was celebrating a goal. So I did actually say during the week that there's some of the brass at Croydon, because I missed that one. I wanted to see him do it again this week. So
not too far until that men's match kicking off at 8:30, just over half an hour away from that one, but still the final, just over 10 minutes left of this one. As Adelaide Comets seemingly for now looking to sail towards 3 points.
One of the other players that come on for Comets with Chloe Porter, and I think the last time I was here at Ellis Park on a Friday night, she came on and scored a brace late. I believe that may have been against Flinders United, possibly. So, we did say earlier that we hope to see another couple of goals late on, and we may yet see that. FSA still trying to capitalise on some we've been saying for a lot of this game they've been building some momentum, but those real clear-cut opportunities just haven't really materialised for them. And meanwhile, whenever Comets break, it seems to be on.
That's a clear shirt pull and will be the first booking of the match.
I think that FSA probably agreed with what I just said there.
Just a talking to, not a booking apparently, according to our referee. So, just a free kick for Adelaide Comets.
a little bit of a discussion below us around the foul and the punishment given.
Free kick for Comets, nonetheless, they won't mind. That one falls back out to Alicia Rose.
Still a little bit of discussion going on below us with the assistant referee about that challenge, and Comets bench of the opinion that that should have been a yellow card. I think it was a little bit of a... I think you can comfortably say it was in the category of a desperate challenge there, but...
Get another ball. And continue on. Cross comes in, but only out for a goal kick. And again, it looks like that 5-year currently run with no wins against Adelaide Comets Football SA in 90 minutes will continue. Again, a streak that goes back to 2021. And a 6-3 win for Football SA there. Not including finals, haven't won a regular season match against Comets since. It does seem like it'll be a 5th win from 8 home matches for Adelaide Comets here at LJ Hookham Island Sports Park. And again, as we head into a period where Adelaide Comets are most prevalent in front of goal, they've scored 10 goals in the last 15 minutes of their matches this season, more than any other increment of 15 minutes out of the 90. Sasaki. So there's a bit of a mess at the back for Football SA there. Rose. Comets throw. As we haven't mentioned it all, of course, this is an Adelaide Comets side who have had no Emily Hazelwood this week. A scorer of 3 league goals this season as a part of that forward line. And another ever-present as a part of this team. And regular goal scorer over her time in South Australia. Sasaki. The ball's cleared away.
Well, it speaks to the depth of the fact that she hasn't been utilised tonight. Do we know about injury status or anything like that? No. But, I mean, with Chrissy Panagaris in the middle, with Pridham, the first half that she had with the 3 assists, and then the 2 finishes that we saw from Katsibas as well. I mean, in terms of goal scorers, they got plenty of them, hadn't they?
Saroulis, again, very composed at the back as she was trying to keep that. Nortridge. Will be a goal kick. So we also have a look at the live ladder in the Apex Steel WNPL South Australia. Of course, only the 2 games concurrently being played in the round, but as it stands, as well as an update, West Adelaide currently 3-0 up against Adelaide University. Again, looking for that bounce back after their loss against Campbelltown City, seemingly doing so. Adelaide Comets just now making a substitute. Kiara Bayford about to come on for Elena Saroulis. Yeah, West Adelaide currently sitting top on 39 points with that current 3-0 lead against Adelaide Uni for these two sides here in the west of the city tonight. Adelaide Comets sitting in third place, 1 point behind Salisbury Inter on 27, Comets with 26. Football SA currently sitting in sixth place, 3 points behind Campbelltown City. But of course, Campbelltown do have bottom place Flinders United to play tomorrow. So that top four particularly, or at least 2 to 4, very, very tight in those positions, able to be swapped all the way around over the next 4 or 5 weeks. And of course, we saw that Vista against Metro Stars match last week, which ended in a Metro Stars win, which putting them equal on points with Modbury Vista, but with the worse off goal difference, Metro Stars do remain in that second bottom place position and in the promotion relegation playoff against either Adelaide City or Sturt Lions, either which I'm sure will be a very tough battle, because both of those two sides of the WSL doing unbelievably well this season, and to be honest, both probably deserving of promotion with the quality they have in their squads and the performances they're putting out every week.
Yeah, meanwhile, on the other side of that, I think on the point of Metro Stars, it's been a little bit of a surprise, I guess, slide that they've had this year. I know at the club they're not terribly happy with the situation that they've found themselves in, and have already made, well, a coaching change was made. I'm not sure how all eventuated mid-year as well, but you know, certainly regardless of what the outcome is at the end of this year, there'll be some decisions to be had.
Lung bursting run down the wing from Abby Middleton as she puts in the ball, needs to find something, gets a touch on, and it's a fifth. It's poked in to make it 5. And after her 3 assists, she gets a goal of her own. Kylie Pridham to make it 5-0 for Adelaide Comets against Football SA.
I feel like there may have been a bet on or something around her getting a goal tonight, because it seems like she almost came in and poached that one. She picked the pocket of one of her own teammates and poked it into the back of the net. But
Chrissy Panagaris, nonetheless, she took it off.
That's audacious from the 15-year-old. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe she said, you know, Chrissy, you've had a few too many goals in your career. You know, I'm only a young upstart. I can do with a couple.
That makes it Kylie Pridham's 5th goal of the season in 13 matches. Again, as to go with her 3 assists for tonight. Just about cementing her as probably player of the match, you'd think.
I think that's a very safe bet. That was pretty enjoyable. Go back and watch that because, yeah, the way she made a darting run out of nowhere and says, I'll take that, and I'll convert it too.
Wouldn't mind looking for a 6th as we enter into additional time.
Well, Panagaris might be fired up now, seeing that she was denied on that occasion.
Just didn't look like she minded too much of it taking off of her.
Yeah, maybe I'm just stirring up something. I'll stop now. Breeding discontent within the team.
Still is their top goal scorer this season, Chrissy Panagaris, with 11. Has actually scored the 2 goals in the last 5 games, has Chrissy Panagaris, which of course still sounds very, very decent, but we know how long that streak from mid last season to the beginning of this season lasted, where she scored in every single match, I think, from when she came back from Adelaide United until it ended earlier on in this season.
There's times where she just seems like a cheat code up there, doesn't she? No, one particular game was that cup semi in which West Torrens Buchanan eventually ended up beating in pens. In terms of general play in that game, I think Comets were doing quite well, particularly in the... I'm losing my bearings on the game, but for big periods, and I think she wasn't able to get involved too much, which was a little bit of a rare thing. But when you're saying 2 goals in 5 games is a little bit of a slow patch for her, that says something about her general patterns.
Ball comes in, but I think it would have been offside anyway as the flag does go up. We'll let play on. Not too long left, you'd imagine, as our referee Indiana Van Diesen does check her watch. Again, overall, at least in the second half, a fairly comfortable win for Adelaide Comets. They were under a bit of pressure from Football SA, particularly in that first half when we said it was perhaps a bit more even, but this second half just shown their quality and have been the better side overall.
Yeah, it certainly seemed like there were opportunities that FSA were trying to build, but overall, yeah, I mean, the scoreboard says it, doesn't it? But just Comets more clinical in front of goal, more less wasteful, and even in terms of the shot counter, I'm not sure what we got up to last check, but you know, favouring Comets by a long way.
It was 19 shots to 6 for Football SA in favour of Adelaide Comets, 11 and 3 on target, again in favour of Adelaide Comets. From memory, I feel like at half-time it was maybe a bit more even than that. Could be wrong, though.
I'm a little bit
memory
surprised.
hasn't been good today.
I'm a little bit surprised. Those stats, it didn't feel like that sort of blowout, to be honest. But that's what it is. And
here they come with a late chance, headed away. Then another check of the watch from our referee. Can't imagine there'd be too long left. Holdcroft putting in a cross. Goes over. Ito will take it down. And that will be full time here. A 5-0 win for Adelaide Comets. Joanna Katsibis with 2. Anastasia Willoughby with 1. Kylie Pridham with 1 and 3 assists, and then an own goal from Football SA. Leaves us with that 5-0 scoreline.
I think it's a game that Joel Port will be overall very, very happy with. They got the advantage early, a couple in the second half as well, and even when they did find themselves clear, overall the intensity was still quite there. Maybe lifted off for a little bit, but overall quite good.
As we see these full-time stats, 19 shots in favour of Adelaide Comets to 6 of Football SA, 11 and 3. Yeah, as you said, Joel Porter, you'd imagine fairly happy. That first half, probably the only, I say blemish, but it was just a bit more contested in the second, but even then, a dominant performance from the home side in Adelaide Comets.
And Comets will continue to march on, hoping to be a real contender at the back half of the year, which is just creeping up on us ever so quickly.
Absolutely. And don't forget other fixtures this weekend. West Adelaide against Adelaide Uni currently being played. West Adelaide 3-0 up at last check. Of course, this match finishing 5-0 the way of Adelaide Comets. Flinders United and Campbelltown City at 8:15 tonight. Then tomorrow, Mowbray Vista against Salisbury Inter and Metro Stars versus West Torrens Burkalla. This is a double header here tonight, so if you are going to stay with us, switch over to the Adelaide Comets versus Croydon FC stream for the men's RA NPL South Australia. But if you are leaving us, thank you for joining us this evening. I've been Seb O'Neill. Lovely to have you alongside me for this one, Simon. And yeah, good night so far.
Part 2 incoming.
Absolutely. Full-time score here at LJ Hooker Myland Sports Park. It's Adelaide Comets 5, Football SA 0.
said like, well, sort of mentioning, sort of jokingly, because it sounded so bad, like, would be joining. Oh, yes, referees!